Good evening, Inspire. How's everyone doing? Fine? Is it worth it, really? Is it worth it, Inspire? To tell you the truth, it's worth it just to get a weekend away from the kids, isn't it? I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got kids. I love my kids. They're great kids. I've got 3 daughters. But, you know, sometimes it's difficult when you're the only bloke in the house. I'm officially a sexual minority in my own home. I'm outnumbered 5 to 1 because there's the 3 girls. There's my wife. And God love him, even my dog now identifies as female. Because it's just easier. And I don't know if you know this, ladies and gentlemen, but when women live together, there's some strange biochemical self-defense mechanism that kicks in that makes them form a coalition. You know, like Charlie's Angels, or in my case, the Witches of Eastwick. And you can't say anything. You know, I've not been right since 1998. And you argue with one of them, you argue with them all. And they can scent the blood in the water, you know, like sharks, only more efficient. And the slightest thing will kick them off. Oh, that's a nice top. What do you mean, that's a nice top? I'm just saying that's a nice top. So why are you having a go at my top? I'm not having a go at your top. I just said it was a nice top. You're having a go at my top. And then the second one, you're having a go at her top. Why are you having a go at her top? I'm not having a go at her top. Yes, you are. You're having a go at her top. And then the third one kicked in. Why is he having a go at her top? I'm not having a go at her top. Yes, you are. And now you're shouting, look, you've made her cry. And then the wife kicks in. Who's made who cry? He has. Shouting at her over the top. I'm not shouting. It's a nice fucking top. So why couldn't you just say it was a nice top? And it was worse a few years ago because they were all teenagers at the same time. I mean, not the wife, obviously, yeah. But anyway, the good news is that the youngest's getting married. She says she's getting married, and we couldn't be happier for... Well, I say we couldn't be happy. We couldn't be happier until we found out how much it was going to cost. So we started looking at ways we might be able to save a bit of money on the wedding. Wedding photographers, £1.50 for a wedding photographer. When me and my missus got married, my mate did it for a couple of pints and a curry. I mean, he was a proper photographer. He was qualified and everything. But he was a scenes of crime photographer. So he wasn't used to working with the living, which came in quite handy with my wife's family. It came in quite handy in general, to tell you the truth, because most Scouse weddings end up being a crime scene, if the truth be known. But it was fine, because, you know, once you got over the initial shock of him turning up with plastic bags on his feet and a shower cap, it was okay. But it got a little bit weird, because we got to the cutting of the cake, and he insisted on photographing the knife separately. Put a little label on it, stuck in a plastic bag. We never saw it again. But the good news, he wasn't fazed. He wasn't fazed, because 2 weeks before the wedding, my Auntie Peggy died. I'm sorry. But he didn't make a big fuss. He didn't make a big fuss. Just on the big family photograph, he just stuck a little white outline of where she should have been. With my Uncle Matt looking into the space. Sobbing. Holding a ruler. But it's all going ahead, but it's not been easy. It's not been easy getting to this stage, because my girls, they're all really, really good-looking girls. They're gorgeous, honestly. And so that's, over the years, that's attracted quite a bit of male attention. And, you know, as a dad, you feel a bit protective. You feel you've got to do something. And some of these lads, they just, you know, they won't take the hint. They won't take no for an answer. And a couple of years ago, there was this one lad kept asking one of them out, and he just wouldn't take no for an answer. And I was at my wit's end. I really was. Until my saviour arrived in the form of Liam Neeson. Now, this might be a bit of a spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen, but if you haven't seen the film Taken, Liam Neeson plays an ex-CIA operative who doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. And his only darling daughter goes on a holiday to Paris, a holiday that he doesn't approve of. And on her very first day, she's kidnapped by people traffickers. But in the process, she makes a phone call to her dad, and she's screaming down the phone, but she drops the phone. The phone's still live, and Liam Neeson picks it up. And he says to him, "I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If it's money you're after, I don't have any. But what I do have is a particular set of skills. Skills acquired over a very long career. Skills that might be a nightmare for people like you. Give me my daughter back and that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you." Now, in fairness, the lad took it quite well. But he was only 8. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been Peter Edge. You've been a lovely audience. Good night.